Hey guys, I'm Erik from Internet Comment Etiquette. Thank you for tuning in. My guest today is Vincent. Vincent, come on down. Hey man,
How's it going?
it's going good.
Sorry, man. Speak by you. Hey, man.
Yeah, well, thanks for coming on the show.
Thanks for having me. This is really cool.
Did you get here all right?
I did. Traffic in LA can be,
Yeah.
everybody knows.
I just Uber everywhere.
How's your rating?
Not good. It's not good.
Do you know why?
I talk a lot.
Oh,
I always try to strike up a conversation in the Uber.
Yeah, they usually don't like that.
They hate it. I set my thing to I don't want to talk, and then I start talking immediately when I get in the car.
And if they don't have anything ready to talk about,
Yeah.
then they feel inadequate, I'm sure.
It's helpful to know what people don't want to talk about the most.
I feel like you have a keen sense for knowing what to zero in on. The most sensitive topics, when you look at a person, you could maybe just tell where to go.
Yeah, if they're playing a song, if I immediately start to criticize the band, there's like a 1 in 10 chance that that's their favorite band.
Right.
I mean, ratings mean nothing.
I did once have, this is a true story, I did once have an Uber driver tell me about the time he almost took his own life.
Oh,
I don't know how he got there. Oh, it was because he was managing, he was a hedge fund manager, but he wasn't licensed for groups outside of the country that were tied to ISIS. And he lost his license, he got caught, lost access to all the funds he had, lost all of the money tied to these groups, and then was getting death threats constantly, and then was sitting in his car ready to put an end to it. And a homeless dude approached him and like asked for a cigarette, and then the guy just out of nowhere said like, "Life is great." And the Uber driver said to me, and I took that as a sign that I wasn't supposed to do it.
well, I got a couple questions for you,
Okay,
if you don't mind me diving right into it.
sure.
I don't know how long I got you for on the show. So.
I'm a very not busy guy, so I could stick around.
We got some excellent questions. First up, tell me one of the most sordid and or depraved and or depressing and or vile and or neat things you've seen on the internet.
I'll just hit you on the classics like One Man, One Jar.
Oh yeah, that's a good one.
And Mr. Hands stuck with me for still to this day I can see it.
Do you feel like we got the best version of the internet in regards to these videos? Because these videos don't pop up as often anymore. It's usually a lot more like plain Jane Brazilian security cam footage.
Like of something equally as awful.
Yeah,
though?
like a guy just blows up. It's like, there's no heart there.
Sure, yeah, I feel like it was. Well, the heart was there and there and there after it was blown to smithereens. But I don't know. I think it was more special back then because it was.
Right.
You didn't have access to all these awful things, and I feel like we've probably been on the internet, have had the same amount of access to the internet, and you, given what you do, you're constantly looking at all kinds of things.
I was shaped into the man I am because of One Man, One Jar and Mr. Hands and all these, I don't want to say delightful, but, definitely formative.
But you, just given what you do though, you've definitely leaned in harder than most. I feel like you actively have to seek out vile, depressing, sordid, awful things. How numb are you inside?
I get less numb the older I get. Yeah.
I feel that way too.
My calluses, I had more calluses when I was younger.
Are you feeling burnt out at all? Having to look into so much stuff?
Burnt out on the material I'm looking at?
Yeah.
No, because there's always something. There's always something.
Yeah.
It's amazing. The internet is a fully replenishing, it's self-replenishing.
Yes.
There's always something insane. Like the other day, Kanye West tweeted out that he sucked his cousin's dick.
I saw that.
A bunch of times.
And we believe him, right? He's not making that up.
I don't know. Probably making it up. Maybe he might be embellishing.
Well, because he said that, and he said my dad had magazines. He goes, "We found my mom's magazines."
Yeah.
So was his mom looking at gay magazines?
I mean, probably, yeah. Who knows what the boomers are up to? And by the way, those magazines are probably super tame compared to what you could find now.
Yeah.
Which is like actual cousins blowing each other.
Right. Yeah.
Or if they say step cousins.
But we know they're probably real
They
cousins.
show their birth certificates at the top of the video.
See, look how depraved this is.
Hey, fell for the title, huh?
Yeah, we're real cousins. You sicko.
I forget where I was going with this. But anyway, yeah. I mean,
Kanye sucking his...
there's new things all the time.
Right, yeah.
You're never going to be wanting for something insane happening.
You can just trust it'll be there.
Yeah, but although it used to have more charm, I will say, back to your point, with One Man, One Jar.
Uh-huh.
Because if that came out today, it would be just as...
It would just be...
beloved? Is that the word?
It would be just...
shared?
Sure, yeah, I think it would be. I mean, that one's... For then and now, that's still a very special case.
It's still funny. It's like this person probably did irreparable damage to the inside of their body.
You find it funny.
I find it funny. Why would you do that?
Yeah, I don't know.
It's like cause and effect, immediate consequences. It makes me think he had done it a bunch of times before.
And this
it's
time...
like a lion tamer, you know? Where it's like you're
back.
good at it until you're not.
Yeah.
One time that lion gets you.
One time you get caught in that mouth.
he got
all
something.
the times before he had thought he was pressing record, so it was just filming right after and right before, and he could never get.
Oh yeah. It's all the in between takes.
Right.
The one time he records, the jar explodes.
I finally got it this time.
He got the best take then.
I mean, he probably did successfully do that quite a few times.
He must have.
He's like, you guys will not believe what I can do. They're like, no way, send us a video.
Yeah.
And then he films it that one last time. Did anybody ever find him and interview him?
I don't believe so.
Do you have anything special you've been working on?
Frankly, no.
Oh, well, I wasted my time writing that question down.
What about you? You got anything special you're working on?
Oh yeah, I do. I just started making a travel show.
You did?
Yeah, it's called Road Etiquette.
Okay. I saw you went to the Dutch...
Solvang.
Solvang.
Yeah, I put up a little free teaser episode.
I saw that one. It was
just
very...
a proof of concept, really.
That was very good, and I actually have some questions about that. That
was a lot of fun. Solvang's beautiful.
It looked like it. Can I say stuff about it? That, I mean, people...
Oh, of course. Yeah.
The fire at the end, how much of that was... I feel like stuff just happened, and you're like, oh my god, this is working out.
Yeah, we use it. I don't want to give away my method.
Oh, yeah, don't. Keep that magic.
I will say I did not burn a building down.
Okay.
That is the God's honest truth. I did not burn a building down for a video.
It just, after watching it, it was... I thought, wow, he had that magic thing happened where he went out with a probably a rough outline, and then all this other stuff just kind of happened.
There's something very special about having footage that you know, like getting footage right away that you know is the ending to something.
Yeah.
Especially when it's supposed to be sort of a free-form documentary style thing.
Right.
And just knowing that you have the ending.
Yeah.
It writes itself.
Yeah.
All you got to do is work up to that ending,
Yeah.
and you're good. You have it. You don't have to sit on this footage and be like, where's the story?
Right.
If you get that, because we went up there with no expectations. I had a couple ideas of what I wanted to do, but they were all kind of your typical travel show stuff, which is not what I want this to be. I want this to be scripted.
I think you're incapable of doing anything typical.
It hurts.
That's a compliment.
Well, thank you.
Yeah.
If I have to, I will.
Sure.
But I'm a big fan of using the editing to tell the story.
Uh-huh.
I love editing.
Yeah.
I think it's the thing that I'm professionally the best at.
Right.
Because I've done it so much.
You edit all of your own stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Which I'd like to change that at some point, but I'm also a control freak in that sense, where it's just some of the best people that you could get. Why would I think I'm better than them?
Well, where are you going next?
We shot an episode in Portland.
Okay.
Which I really enjoyed that. I think this is, as far as a travel show goes, this is going to be the one that is the best pilot.
Was that your first time in Portland?
No, I've been to Portland plenty of times, but
where are you from?
I'm from Philly originally.
Okay, yeah.
And there's definitely going to be a Philly episode.
Sure.
The Portland one was cool because everybody shits on Portland so much. And it just has become this I don't know, man. It's got a stigma to it for no reason that I can see.
I've been there. It's nice.
Yeah.
There's beautiful nature.
Of course, every city's got its issues.
Sure.
People like to hone in on the specific issues of Portland specifically, I've seen. And just make it sound like it's hell on earth.
Yeah.
And that's not what I show. And look, if it was hell on earth,
you're fair to
I
Portland.
don't love Portland. I have no reason to defend it. So what I'm showing is what I think is the real Portland.
Gotcha.
And that's what I plan on doing for every city we go to.
Yeah. Do you find like locals? You kind of rope people into.
Oh,
when you find people, do they like know who you are? They're like, oh, or do you just kind of?
I typically know. However, in Portland, for some reason, it must be where my entire subscriber base lives. Every fucking day, it'd be like somebody would be like at the gas station. I'm just like buying cigarettes. And the guy's like, "Hey, are you Salvia?" I'm like.
Big Money Salvia.
What the fuck?
That's awesome.
Yeah, it's if I ever want to get my ego completely blown to pieces, I'll go
hang out in Portland for a weekend if you're depressed.
Those are my people.
Yeah.
Love Portland. Love you guys. Also, great steaks at the strip clubs.
Yeah.
It's incredible.
I learned last time I was there. I learned they have the most strip clubs per capita.
Yeah.
And then I was seeing them everywhere.
And it's also a good place to eat. Any of them, I think. I mean, like, you get a good steak, good food, good wings, cheap food, too.
If you have that many strip clubs, you got to have something to draw people away from the other.
Maybe someone can correct me if I'm wrong, but I think the food thing has something to do with how they are able to operate.
Like a zoning.
Like they need to offer food.
Right.
Or something like that.
Oh, I see. Like from a legality standpoint.
Yeah,
almost.
You can't just dance naked. I'm still waiting for there to be a Michelin Star strip club restaurant. I'm ready to make it happen.
These things could take some time.
I'll do it myself.
That could be your next thing.
I'll go to the strip club with a sous vide machine and just start whipping up all kinds of duck leg confits and.
Up next on the stage, we have Erik telling you what's for the main course.
I just
tonight.
come out in a chef hat.
Yeah.
Hey guys, my dick's out.
Just a chef hat.
My dick is out.
Yeah. I would come to your grandma.
And then I have to wipe everything down afterwards.
Yeah. on all fours.
Yeah. Pull out my.
Well, you don't want the dancers to slip.
Well, of course, yeah. There's gonna be grease everywhere.
Right.
I'm gonna be cooking all kinds of shit up there.
And you run a tight ship.
It's my joint, everybody. Be nice. Tip the waitress.
That'd be a hot spot.
Yeah, it'd be hot. It'd be really hot. So that's the. So you're not working on anything special.
Not really.
Okay. Well, it's a good thing I am.
It is. Yeah. I'm glad you got something to talk about.
My next question, of course, hobbies.
Oh yeah, I guess which is almost like an are you working on anything special, but devoid of the chasing money undertones. I got this backyard area at my apartment that was neglected from just because the last people who lived there.
Not neglected by you.
Not by me. No, I'm trying to revive it. So
that's good.
So I got the grill needs a new igniter.
Mm-hmm.
So I just need to buy a new igniter for the grill.
You're the first person I've ever heard of who doesn't just stick a thing in there and light it that way.
I would like to think I'm capable of like learning a new little trick.
Yeah.
I like to be. I'm trying to become more like handy.
It's very fulfilling.
It is.
Most people waste that on video game puzzles. I think it's a lovely hobby and it's the perfect time for it. If there weren't so many trees fucking outside, and as you can probably hear in my mouth and face, I got bad allergies right now. I was gonna take a Claritin before this.
Okay.
And then I remembered at the last second I had it in my hand. I was like, oh wait, these make me jittery.
Do you have any like actual food allergies?
No.
Like if I waved a peanut at you, would you freak out?
No. In fact, I used to not even get like allergies, like pollen. It was never an issue until it's like COVID kind of did it. I think because I never got my dose.
Did you get COVID?
A ton. I get it every year. I get it all the time.
So you got long COVID, and now your body's just sensitive.
If I have long COVID, I'm doing better than ever. It like did the opposite.
Okay. But you got the allergies now.
I just have allergies now.
Okay.
That also could just be me getting older. I'm more sensitive to online gore. I'm more sensitive to outside tree fucking. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Dogs don't do it to me. So at least
good.
I can still hang out with dogs and cats.
That's great.
But I don't know. Or maybe my house has mold. I don't know. I'm never gonna find out. Is what's important.
If you got mold, you should see if you can get that checked out.
If I have mold, I plan on becoming immune to it or dying.
Would you be upset if you died in where you're living right now?
Oh, well, I'd be upset no matter where I died. But like on a scale, yeah, I think
there's got to be some.
I think in my house instead of like in a field.
Sure, yeah, that's what I'm saying. If there's a spot you would want to die.
Space.
Okay.
As a 200-year-old, and only to be immediately reborn as a star.
I love that. That's great.
If you're letting me pick,
you got to make sure. You got to make sure before you got to make sure you eat a lot, because you need more mass. You know, there's some.
I'll have it. I'll have the mass.
Yeah, so you can. So when you're up there, you collect you're so dense that you start collecting other material.
Right.
And eventually you become a black hole.
Yeah.
And then
it would be nice to die the day after they figure out how to revive dead people with nanotechnology or something like that.
Would you want that?
Oh my God, yeah.
Is it even you anymore? Or is it just a bunch of little bugs?
I mean, am I even me anymore right now?
I don't know. It's
Impossible to tell.
We don't know.
Yeah, I could have been a completely different person yesterday, and just everything changed overnight, and everything I'm remembering is a facade.
I feel like when we're streamlining the internet into our brains daily, you never know what you're gonna get.
We're all just getting programmed a little bit here and there.
Sure.
It's making us more immune to,
To what?
The coming, what's the name of it? I'm blanking on the name.
Jesus Christ?
What is it called when all of the computers become self-aware?
The singularity?
Yes.
Yeah.
Right, yeah, that's what that.
You feel ready for it?
No, not at all.
Yeah, me neither.
That's gonna suck, to be honest. We're all gonna be part of the same, cell? What is that? Is that what it means?
Is it humans, the human consciousness melding with a artificial brain, or is it just the computer going, I'm alive?
Singularity, yeah. I think it can mean multiple things. It's kind of, there's a bunch of different readings on it, I guess.
Yeah, my understanding was it just when the computer wakes up and it's for sure conscious, in the same way we are.
That's singularity. That's probably the most likely thing that's going to happen.
Yeah. Some say it already has.
Well, there's the dead internet theory.
What's that one?
That's the dead internet theory. Again, sorry if I'm getting this wrong, people at home. I believe that is the theory that most of what we're seeing online in terms of comments and even content is AI generated, and not AI generated by a human, but there's just AI machines just pumping these things out.
Interesting.
In such large quantity that it now has the market share of the internet in terms of what you see.
Even though your whole, I'm gonna say your whole deal, but internet common etiquette, I never comment on videos.
No, most people don't.
If I see 1,000 YouTube videos, I comment on one of them.
Yeah. Why would you?
I don't know, and I'm curious. All these people who are commenting, maybe it's just AI.
Next time you go to a comment section, take a very discerning look at what you're seeing, and I think you might find that you're seeing a lot of the same comments over and over and over and over again, and you're like, oh, did it ever start with a human there?
Yeah.
Because a lot of AIs will take popular comments and just repeat them. But also, did AI make the video that you're reading the comments on?
Is this AI right now?
Am I AI? You don't know.
We both have enough of an imprint on the internet that this could be generated by an AI.
I was just playing with some AI shit last night where you can you pay $6 and then you can pick presidents and Elon Musk and Joe Rogan, and you can just put anything you want in their mouth. You can get them to say anything. Mm-hmm. That's what I meant, not the first thing. You can't put anything in their mouth.
You can try.
You can try. That AI hasn't quite been perfected yet. The lips get all weird. But yeah, you can make them say crazy shit. I was just typing in beep boop 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 boop, and I just had Trump going beep boop boop. Beep, 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 boop, boop, I'm a robot.
And then meanwhile, the Earth's fresh water reserves are just depleting more and more.
Yeah. It's like a mist puzzle in real life where you gotta drain the ocean.
Dude, I had that game. We had that game on our home computer. Never beat it.
No.
I'm so happy you just mentioned Myst. I haven't thought about that in years.
Well, Myst is to me the ultimate what the fuck am I supposed to be doing here? Game.
And then there was another one called Riven.
I remember Riven.
Do you remember the Neverhood?
Yeah, claymation game.
Yeah, that game was
You're
sick.
a little duck guy.
That was Myst for children.
Fair. I'm failing to remember any specifics about it other than the box art and what the game looked like.
Yeah, you were this guy called Clayman, and there was a whole kind of religious a creation story.
I was an Abe's Odyssey guy.
Oh yeah,
that was my jam.
I love those games. Yeah, I didn't play Abe's Odyssey. I played Munch's. There was Munch.
That's the sequel?
I think so, yeah.
There's a lot more of those games than I thought there were.
There are a lot of those games.
I do I like to watch. The only things I really watch on YouTube are 4-hour retrospectives of video games that I most likely have never played.
Right.
And as long as it's a soft-voiced British dude, I melt away.
Something about it.
Yeah, I get caught. It's my Sudoku. It's my hobby.
Okay, cool. Yeah, because I was gonna ask if you what
Yeah.
are yours?
I put on some video game retrospectives. You know, eat a little duck confit that I got at a strip club takeaway, and then I just let it wash over me. It's also I have to sleep now to those.
You've trained yourself.
It sucks.
Yeah.
It's not good. You should be.
You're being serious.
I should be falling asleep to like white noise and ocean noises because I know it's gonna stay consistent calm.
Mm-hmm.
When you start playing YouTube videos to fall asleep, you're gonna watch a 3-hour video. You're gonna be deep in REM sleep. Next thing you know, it's gonna be like the angry video game nerd.
Okay,
and you just wake up where he's just like bullshit cock butt.
Asmund Gold is there.
I'm still learning about him. I don't care for him. Seems like not my style of guy.
Likewise, I've only become recently aware of some of the more ridiculous shit that's come out of his mouth.
I've got no worry shit talking that guy forever because it's.
Yeah, I try not to be a hater, but that's one I've seen some clips recently, and I'm like, yeah, it's okay. We can talk a little shit on him.
Yeah, talking shit. I mean, being a hater, you have to be a hater. You got to be a hater.
You gotta be a little bit, otherwise you're a doormat in life.
You can't just be neutral on everything.
Yeah, you gotta have some standards, some boundaries.
I'm neutral on a lot of things, though.
Yes.
Want a drink?
Would you like a drink? I know this is your show, but would you like a?
You know what? I would love a drink, actually. Thank you.
Yeah. Go for it.
What do we got? You know what? I'll do the Modelo. Would you like anything?
I will take the. I'll take the NA Stella.
There you go. Oh, here, let me open this for you.
Thanks.
You're the guest.
Thank you so much, man.
Hey, while I open these, how about our next question?
Sure, yeah.
How much of your pathetic life is spent staring slack-jawed at your phone? And if it were graphed on a pie chart, what flavor of pie would it be?
Oh, interesting. I would say that. What percentage? I'll just start up with my day. I would. Unfortunately, I got to give it a solid 40% of my day. Thank you.
Oh, 40% of your pathetic life is spent staring slack-jawed at your phone?
Yeah, I think so. And if I had to flavor that pie, I think it would taste like. What would that taste like? Like a pecan pie.
Pecan?
Yeah.
I'm sorry, that one went right over my head. Pecan pie.
There's no joke there, just a pecan pie.
I don't believe there.
Hey,
cheers.
Cheers, man.
I don't think there's a worse pie on the planet.
Oh, come on. Are you serious?
Pecan. You know, am I thinking of the right pie where it's like 90% vegetable oil?
Well, I mean, it depends. Just because it's pecan doesn't mean it had to be made with vegetable oil.
I'm thinking of the right pie, right?
It's got pecans in it. And also, the pecan pie I'm thinking of...
Is it just like shortening as the filling?
No. It's pecans, and usually there's like a brown sugar... There's like a...
That's the top.
No, it's mixed in with the pecans.
It's mixed in, but what's it mixed in?
It's like pecans and like...
What's the middle? What's the binder?
Pecans. Pecans. How do you say that word, by the way?
I actually like pecans.
Pecan.
Because it sounds cooler.
It does, yeah. Pecan sounds...
Pecan sounds like a bird.
It does, yeah. I was going to say.
I'm not saying pecans.
Pecan Sam.
Yeah, there's no way it's meant to be said like that. Sometimes you say a word and you're like, that doesn't sound right. Like, I have to say biopic.
You know when biopic.
It's
right.
I say biopic.
You say biopic.
I love biopic. It's
I got
put a fucking hyphen in there if you want me to say biopic.
Yeah. I'm not just saying this to get on your good side. I also am drawn to biopic. I've recently started saying biopic because I felt like people were kind of sneering at me a little bit.
People were giving me shit when I said biopic. They were like, "Did you mean biopic?"
Yeah, shut up.
Like, I guess I did. If you're thinking of a different word that has a hyphen in it that separates the two words.
It's not. They're not separated.
Those are two words.
You're reading it as it ought to be. You're saying it as it ought to be said.
What are other things that have IOXIC? Like biotic. Biotic. It's one letter difference, right?
Wait, what is biotic?
Like a biotic arm.
Oh, or an antibiotic.
Antibiotic.
Yeah.
Biotic Commando. I think that's a game or a movie or something.
Yeah.
But if it's biotic, then it has to be biopic, not to be myopic about this.
Very good. Very good. That's great. What about you? What flavor pie? Oh, first off, how much of your time?
So the amount of my pathetic life spent staring slack-jawed at my phone, a lot. I don't even want to give it a percentage because I think I'd be too ashamed of myself to admit. A lot. Okay. At my phone and at my computer.
Right.
I, for the longest time, wanted to avoid this thing where, the second screen experience where you're watching TV and you got your phone out.
I saw that video of that. That was funny.
I caught myself doing that so much
Mm-hmm.
And I was just like, I'm watching a movie that I picked.
Right.
And then I'm like,
yeah, what's here? And you know there's nothing
this movie's boring. What did I...
Yeah, and you
Nothing's
know there's
happening.
you know there's like when you pull out your phone, like what do you expect to be there?
I don't know. Something.
What's your pie taste like?
Penis. Unfortunately, yeah.
That's great. I was kind
Which,
of.
by the way, very similar to a pecan pie.
I almost said that my pie tasted like cum, but that was.
You saw my gears turn, and you're like, I don't want to take it from him.
I just thought of something kind of disgusting. I was like, it just tastes like cum. Which maybe actually, I don't know. Maybe it tastes great.
Oh, the way you did it, it set mine up better, so I appreciate that.
Yeah.
Make the host look good.
I don't want to steal your thunder.
Also, happy birthday, Mom. All right, another very important question that people need to know.
Yeah.
What was the last big concert you attended?
Oh man, the last big concert I attended, it was Slipknot had a 25-year anniversary for their self-titled album, and it was at the Intuit Dome, and it fucking ruled.
Have you been a fan of Slipknot the whole time, or did you come back to it?
I have once been ashamed of my nu metal past.
Yeah.
I used to listen to Slipknot when I was in middle school. I'd listen to Slipknot and play Diablo, and I thought I was so cool.
That is pretty cool, though.
It was pretty cool. I went there, and me and my buddy, we snuck a plastic flask in, because they have the metal detectors, of tequila, and I drank way too much, but I didn't feel it because I was so amped up from the show. So then when we left, my buddy's girlfriend picked us up, and then it all hit me, and I was in the car like this, and we all drove back to his place, and we all slept the night there. And then the next morning, she had to drive me back to my car, which was near the Intuit Dome, because she lived down there too. And this is the first time I'm like hanging out with this person, and I had to have her pull the car over so I could puke out the side of it.
Much? How big was this flask?
It was your standard flask.
Okay.
But I think I had like a beer. We also bought beers,
Yeah.
and then I just was pulling from this thing. This is a great night, though.
Did you eat enough beforehand?
No.
Yeah, that's the biggest.
Yeah,
have a big hoagie.
I have a bad habit of binge drinking, so it's like I don't drink often, but when I do, I go overboard.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, you made a bit of a sacrifice to Slipknot, which I'm sure they appreciate. How old are those guys now?
Oh man, I don't know. I mean, I imagine Corey is probably in his. He's got to be in his mid to late 40s.
Not to be ageist, mid to late 40s. Well, that's not that old. I'm thinking more. Yeah, I'm thinking it's probably older than that.
You think he's like in his mid 50s?
Not to be ageist, but I bet those guys are pushing 60, which is fine. They still look great.
Yeah.
But then again, those are masks, and they haven't changed.
No, the masks have changed.
Oh, they have?
Yeah.
Are they?
They changed. What are you talking about? They change masks all the time.
See, I wasn't aware of their
You're not a
name.
maggot.
Yeah. What?
Yeah, that's the fan. That's the fan base. Maggots. The pulse of the maggots.
Man.
Anyway, what's the last concert you went to? What's your style?
The last concert I went to was
Coachella.
is in Seattle. It was the Viagra Boys.
Oh, nice.
I
Hell
love
yeah!
those
How were
guys.
they?
They killed it. They're the best.
Do they have is their show? Do they have a lot of like elements to the show that makes it more theatrical, or is it just them on stage just playing the songs?
Well, theatrical. I don't know. I don't know if it's the right word, but like what I saw.
Do they have props?
I don't think they had props. I'm trying to remember, but what I do know, what I remember is this was at the Jeff Bezos arena or something like that. Like it wasn't called the Jeff Bezos arena, but Jeff Bezos owned the arena. I think it had a really ironic name, like just for the sake of this, let's call it the recycling arena. Like it had a name like that, where it's like Save the Whales Arena.
Uh-huh.
And it's owned by the guy responsible for like 90% of the plastic waste island that's floating through the ocean right now. So Seb, the singer of the Viagra Boys, was like definitely roasting that relationship.
Yes.
Those guys fucking rule. I've had the privilege of hanging out with them a couple times now.
Nice.
They're sweethearts.
Yeah.
I don't know if they would like to be called sweethearts, but they are.
Where are they from?
Are
they across the pond?
Swedish.
They're Swedish.
Yeah. They're Swedes.
Yeah. I've only kind of gotten into them like within the last like year or so. And I wouldn't even call myself like do they have a name for their fan base? Have they got that far yet?
Well, Viagra Boys, I guess like the boners.
Yeah.
What's up, boners? I don't know. That seems a little...
How long have you been a boner?
It's not the kind of thing you come up with on the spot.
Sure, yeah.
It's a very natural progression. Like, I'm
Right.
sure Slipknot, it took him a while to be like, we're like a big fucking, like, corpse, right? Like, we're just dead. What's crawling around inside of us?
Yeah.
Maggots! Whoa!
So, how long have you been a boner?
A long time. What do I remember about this? It was, Anthony Fantano was doing an interview with Seb, the singer, and he was like, "Hey, what are you watching these days?" And Seb mentioned my show, and I
No
was
shit.
like, "Oh,
That's cool.
immediately got a boner." And
Makes it
then
hard.
that wasn't even how like we met the first time. It was
Yeah.
through Meth Syndicate.
Okay.
Familiar with these guys?
Yeah.
Love them, dear friends of mine. That it happened through them. They
Got it.
introduced me. So
Nice.
anyway, I'm just it's very cool
Yeah.
to be a fan of something and then meet them.
Yeah,
you
yeah.
know? Big fan of that experience. So that was the last concert I went to.
Okay, cool.
Watch
I was
them.
in Seattle.
If you ever get a chance, go see Viagra Boys live because it's fucking stellar.
I will.
Next question is a bit of a doozy. Updog.
What's up, dog?
Not much. What's up with you?
Man, not much.
That's how that goes, right? There's nothing
Yeah.
on the back of that
Yeah,
one.
no, that's
You never really hear that joke anymore, do you? Do you think that one got burned out?
I think it sounds like you're trying to bring it back.
I mean, that was the intention.
How do you think it went?
I think we found a new spin on it. Because everybody knows what it is now, so nobody's going to fall for it. Mm-hmm. So the way you responded was knowingly going into the joke. It became more of a familial
sincere-
thing. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, we could just start saying.
Right.
We could just start saying "updog" to each other.
The original purpose of Updog was to make someone feel like a fool.
But now,
Now you're making them feel seen
yes.
and known.
Yeah, I like.
Oh, you know what Updog is too, huh?
It's cool the way these things evolve over time.
Yeah. Like, if I were to just go D's nuts.
Yeah.
Yeah. Can I bum a smoke?
Yeah. Do you want one?
Yeah, I'll take one. This is a smoking set.
Sure. Yeah.
The school's more than 50 feet away. Oh, good, I can be here.
Me too. You and me both, brother. I won't ask you what you did.
I harvested some adrenochrome.
You keeping it up. You got to keep those in glass jars, right? You can't keep them.
Adrenochrome? Yeah, you don't want to put them in plastic.
It'll eat right through.
Yeah. It's very, very acidic.
Yeah.
It's better. The best place to keep adrenochrome is in like a bone vessel, because it doesn't.
Yeah.
It just thinks it's home. It thinks it's in the right spot.
It stays fresher longer that way.
Right. That's if you get the good stuff.
Uh-huh.
Like that is like a growler for beer. It's like a growler for adrenochrome.
Or a mason jar you shove up your ass every now and then.
Mm-hmm. And then do a handstand
those
just to
are-
get it all at once.
Yeah. Boof and adrenochrome.
All right, you ready? It's a bit of a hypothetical. Congrats. You've just been conscripted into America's elite warfighting team. Which theater of war do you prefer? Greenland invasion under Chancellor Vance? The Beijing Blitz led by God King Don? Or attacking six-packs with Leaky Pete Hegseth?
I mean, shit, I'm gonna choose hanging out with Pete every time. I'm not trying to.
My man.
I'm not trying to go to
Yeah.
either of those other places.
No,
So
those other guys are... I wouldn't have anything in common with the other two.
yeah. What do you mean?
Well, if I was hanging out with JD Vance, he would just be asking me for makeup tips.
Yeah,
like
right.
how do you make it so that no one can tell you're wearing eyeshadow? And I'd be like, I don't.
Right.
Do you think what do you think he does with that? What is that?
With his eyes?
Yeah, what the fuck is that?
I just think it's the way his skin is inset.
No way.
Like,
Sunken eye syndrome? That is the most extreme sunken. It's like somebody went into Photoshop and put stroke around his eyes.
So yeah, what about you? You're with Pete. You're with me and Pete.
I'm definitely with Pete. Although the Greenland invasion, giving that to Vance. That if it was Greenland and Pete,
yeah.
that would be killer.
You could probably go AWOL and you'd be fine. You'd never be found.
Yeah.
If you could ditch out and
Greenland is Danish. It's Denmark, right?
yeah.
Yeah, I would just immediately See, I already know a little bit about the Danish people thanks to my Solvang episode of Road Etiquette.
Right.
So I could pretty easily blend in. Just put on some fucking lederhosen. No, that's German. Shit.
What do they wear?
They wear really silly, like the traditional Danish clothing.
Yeah.
It's very silly. I say that from a place of total ignorance. But like to them, it might be a little more serious.
Yeah.
You know, it's their culture and shit. But to me, it's silly.
Uh-huh. Well, they must know.
I didn't really save that one, did I? Kind of doubled down on it.
I think that they know.
They know. They must.
Yeah.
And I believe Denmark is Denmark the place where they do blackface for Christmas, or is that all of them? Is that America too?
Yeah, I'm sure it's some college somewhere.
Yeah.
Someone's putting on a jazz singer show.
I'm Danish.
Yeah,
They did it in the Bible.
Yeah, in the
Yeah.
Bible.
Yeah, there was vaudeville acts in the Bible.
Right.
Yeah. And Jesus overturned the tables at the vaudeville show.
And everybody was like, Jesus, whoa, that's not going to be cool in 10 years.
Oh, Jesus is wearing blackface in this scenario.
And that's what I figured. That's what I got out of it.
Yeah.
He's like, hey, look at me. Yeah, I would attack 6-packs. Oh, I don't even have to leave. Attack 6-packs with Leaky Pete exit. Yeah, I'll just stay here and drink with him. Yeah, we could get matching tattoos of like
The iron, another iron
something
cross.
really crazy.
Something you can interpret one way or another.
Something I would have to get covered up to get a normal job.
Yeah.
He might not. By the time this video comes out, he might not be
Have
employed.
a job. I don't know. They're
anymore.
defending him pretty hard amidst all of his fuck ups.
That doesn't really hold any water anymore.
I was surprised he's not already out.
I don't know. I mean, who the fuck cares anymore? That's my next question. Who the fuck cares anymore? All that shit's just a circus now. Do you keep up with this shit? Do you like read the news and?
I don't do a great job of it, but also because I think to keep up with the news in a way that where I'm actually coming away with a clear understanding. You need a place to ash that. If I'm going to come to a place with a clear understanding of what's going on, would require at least 2 hours of reading all different sources that I just don't care to give the time to, because there's going to be something new the next day anyway. That
bit of a blitzkrieg of things to be sour about one way or the other.
Yeah. Do you keep up with or
whatever hits me is what I get.
Yeah.
You know, I can catch info, and I don't spend my time filling my day with bad news.
I don't want to say like unfortunately, but like I'll see a headline. You know, the Shade Room.
I think so.
It's like a publication that's usually it's centered around a lot of like black culture, and so I follow the Shade Room. And I usually when I see a headline about what's going on, it's because the Shade Room reported on it.
Okay.
Which is like probably not like the. I'm not gonna say it's not a verifiable source, but it's like funny that's where I'm usually the first time I'm hearing of something.
It's probably better than where all of our parents are getting their news from, which is like
What America or Fox.
Be scared all the time.
Yeah. Babylon be scared all the time.
Yeah, we've been at our worst for I guess, most of our lives now. How old are you?
36.
You're 36. I'm 40.
Okay. So when I said earlier,
we're the same.
When I said earlier the Slipknot guys are in their mid 40s.
That's why I didn't believe it. I was like, no, because they would have had.
And I didn't want to ask.
They would have had to have been like 16.
Sure. Yeah.
But no, it's our generation. I'm counting you, right? You count. You're a millennial.
If you're, I'll be 37 this year.
You were born in 89?
88.
88.
What year did you graduate?
Graduate what? High school or college?
High school.
Okay, I don't know.
You don't remember?
Yeah, I don't remember. And I never graduated college, so I can't tell you.
Me neither.
Good.
Like,
yeah, hey,
like we were college dropouts.
Look at us now.
Like Kanye.
Yeah. In a lot of ways.
Yeah.
Except for the ones that are weird.
You didn't suck your cousin off?
Nah, I guess I wasn't hot enough. All the other cousins got to suck him. I was the only one.
Tell him to close his eyes and mouth some.
No, get him out of here, not him. Be like, come on. What am I not cool enough?
Did you have that beard back then?
I did.
Okay, that's why. You can't.
It wasn't.
You can't pretend the beard away.
It wasn't real, but it might have been off-putting to see it on a child.
Yeah. I'm sorry you didn't get to suck your cousin's dick.
It's all right. Therapy has gotten me past it.
Okay, good. Good. Glad you're taking
I sucked my therapist's dick and I felt way better.
I'm glad you're taking care of your mental health.
You've been a dancing donkey on the internet for a long time. When does it end?
I don't know, man. I don't know. I'm continuing to chase the dream.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like you've got, how many years do you got under your belt now of
Hard to say. My current channel, 10.
10? Okay.
There's a channel before that, started in 2006, I believe. So
Yeah.
almost 20 years.
Wow.
Yeah.
All right. Congrats.
Oh, well, it's,
I think. Sorry.
So you understand just doing it for love of the game.
I do.
Yeah.
I remember doing it before there was even YouTube, making funny little videos, putting them online. Before YouTuber was considered a profession.
Yeah, they didn't pay you.
No, they did not. I have the void in me is filled by validation and adoration of others for essentially being a dancing donkey, and so I feel justified in my continued pursuit of the craft.
Did you always did you go to film school?
I did for like a year.
In film school, was YouTube even a thing? Probably not, right?
It was like just getting started.
Yeah.
It was like just getting started. I mean, because I remember posting stuff on YouTube when it had a front page, and I remember the F&D, the sketch group, got featured on the front page a couple times, which is how we even kind of got a following.
That was its own reward.
Yeah. Which is, and that kind of gave us the the validation to keep going.
When the reward is, oh, people are enjoying this, that makes you want to make more enjoyable things and finding the limits of enjoyment.
And also, what's funny is when I was really young, my dad sent me this email. He sent me this email that essentially it was trying to be motivating, but he said something to the effect of like, you're only as good as the last thing you did. So I always felt, and I think without him even saying that, I would have always felt the need to like do something better and better.
Yeah.
And so we always had the kind of, our like thing was quality over quantity, which doesn't work in YouTube with the YouTube algorithm.
I guess not. No, you're definitely right about that.
And I think I think everything you do is like you keep a level of quality. There's a lot of like detailed work in the stuff you do. You've like built out a universe of characters over time.
I come from your school of thought, which is like you're only as good as the last thing you did. So I try not to make stinkers.
Yeah.
I can make things that don't age well.
How often do you post? Once a week?
No, like twice a month. I think is where I'm at right now.
Is it?
It'd be nice to make things once a week, because to the other point, if I were to post once a week, I feel like YouTube would see that and be like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
We're going to show you to all your subscribers now,
right,
instead of just like a middling portion of them.
Right. Yeah, I see your subscriber number versus like the average video views, and I'm like, hey, he's getting ripped off.
A little bit.
Yeah.
But that's the story of a channel this old, and also it's like very blue humor. I would be rated R. I don't argue that point at all. But YouTube has always been like, maybe not always, but certainly in the age of ads, they've always geared more towards family-friendly type material.
What got you started though? Like, what was the impetus to make you like, I'm gonna make stuff? Like, you weren't. I'm sure the first thing you were making, you weren't like it wasn't like commentary. Or was it?
No, the comment etiquette show was a one-off joke I did on my old channel.
Okay.
And
it hit, so you kept going.
It didn't hit at all.
Okay.
It barely got any views, but I had so much fun making it.
Right.
That I was like, oh, I could see this being like a thing. So it was just me like.
What were you doing before that? What was this type of
sketches?
Okay, yeah.
Sketches. I think the thing that people point at the most, if they were to like know my old shit, would be the Salvia videos.
Okay.
Which I always thought was very funny that's followed me. I love those videos quite a bit.
I'm sorry to say I don't think I've seen those ones.
Oh, you're in for a treat.
I'm in for a treat.
Yeah.
The stories I've heard of what happens when you take Salvia were enough to, not that I would never try it, but I'm not that much of a cosmonaut.
Yeah.
So I was a little.
Yeah, you don't want to.
I'm a little green with that stuff.
Nobody wants to try salvia. It really is not a smart thing to do to yourself. It's like.
It wasn't gas station salvia, was it?
It was.
Okay.
It was gas station salvia.
Oh, because that's where you got it. Yeah, that was the only place to get it.
That was the whole funny part about it. That's why it turned into a trend on YouTube.
That's right. Yeah.
Because you could just go get it.
Like
if you're in your parents' car and they're stopping to get gas, like, oh, I'm gonna get a snack real quick, and you just go in and buy salvia. It was cheap too. It wasn't expensive by any means. I think that went out of fashion. That might have been a supply and demand thing.
Sure, yeah.
And as all of the people who were ever going to try it, tried it.
Mm-hmm.
And then they were like, I'm never buying this again.
Right.
Except for me, who was like, oh, I got a good idea for a video.
You're sacrificing yourself for a greater cause.
Yeah, well, I mean, I had fun on it.
Yeah.
But I would recommend no one ever smokes it because it's not good.
You sink back into the deepest recesses of your mind and you see things that you
I was able to grab the steering wheel a little bit more than most people, I think.
Yeah.
Because there's a lot of videos where people are on Salvia and they'll like dive through a window.
Oh,
just
really?
Go running off into the woods.
Yeah.
Face plant into a tree because you don't know what's around you on Salvia. You're not present in reality.
Yeah, and you have a high constitution.
Well, I drank a couple beers every time I smoked it. So maybe it was more of a dulling of the senses.
Oh, okay, yeah.
That like kept it from totally getting into me.
Yeah.
It was like I'm like the Witcher. I drink a couple potions before I get into a boss battle. So when does it end, I guess, is the second part of the question. This dancing donkey routine that we're so interwoven into.
I don't know. Do you have an answer to that for yourself?
When does it end?
Yeah.
When I become rich.
All right. Yeah.
And then I'll still do it. I just won't be a dancing donkey anymore. I'll be an Andrew Tate. But a good one. I'll be the answer to Andrew Tate.
Okay, yeah.
Not a micro penis sex trafficker.
Yeah. You'll be the what's the leftist Joe Rogan?
What is the leftist Joe Rogan?
I think we're still searching for him.
Yeah.
Waiting for him to come back, it's like a prophetic. The prophecy has foretold of a liberal leftist Joe Rogan.
The leftist Joe Rogan might just be Joe Rogan in 3 years. Forgot about this question. Viking funeral, Egyptian burial, Catholic death mass befitting a pope.
I was raised Catholic, so I feel like I would just to like come full circle, a Catholic mass befitting a pope.
Is that why you flinch every time I get close to you?
You do remind me of the man on the other side of the box.
I'm dressed a bit like
you have
an ornery.
Yeah, priest.
Yeah.
You're really just missing the collar.
I'm missing the collar and the thing of
sleeping
wine,
pills.
concession wine,
okay,
or whatever
yeah.
it is. Yeah, sleeping pills.
Actually, I think probably a Viking funeral.
Apparently, Viking funerals were not very common.
It would have been only for like kings
or warriors that were like like your Beowulfs and stuff got the Viking funeral.
Not every commoner was getting
although who's stopping them?
Do you think maybe if like a couple of the commoners got together, like Sven,
I'll bet
dies and his buddies, but then the king was like, or the tribal leader was like, hey, no, you guys can't.
Right.
You're not allowed to.
Yeah, you better not let the king find out about this.
Yeah.
But I bet everybody had a boat.
But making a boat, I'm sure boats, they took a lot of effort. So you can't just go burning every boat.
It's true, but like, what if it was their boat?
Okay, yeah.
Like, what do we do with someone's car when they pass? Most of the time, if there's no nephew to give it to, just cars for kids.
Cars for kids. And
you just donate. What do you want, like 1,000 boats just unclaimed, sitting in the water? It's going to be tough to get your boat out.
We could revive the Viking funeral, but with
cars.
With your car.
Yeah. Put them in the trunk, set it on fire in the desert.
Yeah.
Yeah.
At Burning Man. Or Coachella.
That would make Burning Man. I would go to Burning Man.
Yeah. I think if you have like a friend's ashes, I think people probably like burned like remains. But I don't think you could put a full blown corpse into the Burning Man.
Yeah.
Although I wonder if it's been done.
It would make it smell better.
Especially if you slather the body, if you brine the body, slather it.
It would add a slightly more pleasant miasma to the field.
To what's already there.
To what's there. Mm-hmm. To what's there. Yeah.
What about you?
How
do you want to be celebrated?
I'm gonna assume that because you picked Viking funeral that I can't choose it anymore. Can't just agree with you on all these.
Sure. Okay. Yeah.
So I'm gonna go with Egyptian burial. Makes the most sense for me. Put my organs into little jars.
Mm-hmm.
Get them out of my nose with your hook.
Yeah.
Put them into little clay pots. Bury me with gold. In which case it would be like my YouTube plaque and like
some hard drives.
You got to take my fillings out and like sprinkle them around me.
Yeah. Put a curse on it.
In
case anyone tries to.
100%. Put curses, like different curses on different things.
Yeah.
Like I want to in my will, I'm like, okay, there will be a curse of pestilence. There will be a curse of impotency. A curse of you can only talk backwards. Because I'm gonna have to defend myself from grave robbers.
Mm-hmm.
because they will know.
They're gonna want.
They want that plaque.
They want that. Yeah.
But yeah, the OG 100K plaque was just like, it's kind of dinky, but it's like, it had charisma. I liked it.
Yeah, and it's like a collector's item now.
Yeah, I covered mine with stickers, so that thing is not worth. And it's got my name on it, so nobody's gonna fucking want that.
But cursed it anyway.
It's cursed. It came cursed.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, it came with a curse that says you'll never get more than $1 million. It's gonna plateau at $1 million.
I think, yeah, and it's like it comes with a curse that like you've achieved something and now you're gonna strive forever.
Right.
You're trapped now in this idea of like I have success.
Yeah.
And now you're stuck doing this thing forever.
You could have been a writer on. You could have made the next Sopranos.
You could have made the next Sopranos, yeah. But yeah, so you could have been, had you not been cursed with the level of success that you achieved. Yeah, you might have closed the window. And
I might have found like absolute serendipity somewhere. I might have been like a Michelin Star chef at a strip club.
Dick out,
whipping shrimp into people's mouths.
And you sacrificed that now.
Maybe I did. Maybe I didn't.
There's still time.
There's still time.
You're still a young man.
I look at least.
Yeah.
The keeps are really working out for me.
The keeps?
Yeah, the pills, the hair pills.
Oh, okay, good. Yeah.
I should start taking those actually.
Do they sponsor your content?
I wish, but I want to take a half a pill and just see what that does. Do these? You obviously haven't heard of the keeps then.
I've heard of keeps.
Okay.
I know keeps. I know hymns.
What are the side effects of these hair pills?
I think that you have to keep taking them.
Oh, or else it gets worse.
Maybe.
It's like Head and Shoulders.
I don't know.
Or it's like it's meant to treat dandruff, but the second you stop using Head and Shoulders, your dandruff goes out of control.
You just crust it over.
Yeah, that's a shame. I might just let it ride then, because I feel like all of these pills, the side effect is always it kills your penis.
Yeah.
Just dead dick syndrome. I think the only medicine that doesn't have any side effects that we know of is Ozempic.
Oh yeah, that's totally safe.
It's like a miracle drug,
yeah,
right?
Nothing bad will ever. We'll never find.
What are we gonna find out? Is it gonna be like worse than vaping? It turns out, because we still don't know what vaping does.
Well, are you being serious about Ozempic?
What are the side effects of Ozempic?
You lose like muscle mass.
Oh.
It's not just like melting fat off your body. You're also losing like muscle mass.
I didn't know that.
So that's why people like their face looks kind of sunken in because it's, and you have to like eat a much higher protein diet. You're almost in a sense wasting.
Gonna look out for that now.
You're almost in a sense wasting away.
Yeah. But also, if you're like super obese and you take Ozempic, it's for the best, right?
Yeah, I think so. But like people who like kind of don't really need it.
Right. If they're just trying to lose 15 pounds,
yeah,
they wind up just like looking emaciated.
Yeah.
Oh shit.
You kind of. I feel like I don't want to say any names, but Al Roker kind of had he kind of had a look going. You're like, oh, he's on Ozempic. I'll never run into Al Roker.
That would be amazing. Imagine Al Roker. I heard what you said about me, Vincent.
And it's true.
I don't remember what it was. It was a long time ago.
I said you look great, Al.
Thank you.
You put the work in, clearly.
Yeah, this is in Valhalla. Oh, no, he's alive. He's still alive.
He's alive, yeah.
Okay. Sorry. All right. Well,
I think is that our last question there?
Is this? Oh, yeah. This is our last question. Which of the following best describes you? Romantic Ronnie, pessimistic Paul, nihilistic Nicholas, or solipsistic Sisyphus, or half glass full Hegseth?
I think I'm a glass half full Hegseth.
Half glass full Hegseth.
Yeah, glass.
So it's a half glass that's full?
How is it written?
Half glass full.
Oh.
Hegseth. That's my bad.
Sure, yeah.
It's a half glass that's full.
Yeah, on that one.
Only if it was a full glass, though.
Yeah.
All right, fair enough. Well, that makes sense. Yeah, you do seem like a bit of an optimist.
Yeah.
I wouldn't call you a nihilist or pessimist. I don't know enough about you to call you a romantic.
A little bit.
And
yeah.
I don't happen to know what solipsistic even means. I just don't even know. I don't even know if I'm pronouncing that right.
You are.
I am?
Yeah. The same way you pronounce biopic correctly.
Oh, perfect.
Are you an optimistic?
Oh, shit. I'm trying to pronounce it wrong and I'm fucking it up. Solipsistic. See, that just sounds gross.
Yeah, that sounds weird.
Sounds like a gross thing to have.
Are you, you strike me as like an optimistic guy.
Yeah, sure.
You don't strike me as like a nihilistic person.
I just like to have fun.
Yeah.
You know, what's wrong with that?
What else can you do?
What's wrong with being an optimist?
I don't...
Until something awful happens.
Yeah, I suppose so. Yeah.
Yeah, I consider myself an optimist. Unless the worst thing in the world happens to me. Then I turned into a solipsistic Sisyphus. What does solipsistic mean?
It's like a silly sort of
It has the word slop in it if you spell it wrong.
it's like
Sloppy sissy. Slopsistic.
It's like a belief that the contents of your own mind are the only thing that you can trust to be true. That you're like what you experience, like me, I may not even be real. You can only be certain of what you view, and anything outside of your direct experience cannot even be trusted to be like real.
Oh, brother, that sounds fucking exhausting.
Yeah.
People like that walking around?
I mean, maybe.
Jesus Christ!
I've never met anyone who's described themselves. This is my
first time seeing the damn word.
I'm somewhat aware of what it even is.
Yeah.
I don't even know if I'm doing the best job of explaining it.
Yeah, I know a couple nihilists.
Yeah.
They're right a lot.
But I know some too, and they're fun. They're fun in doses. Mm-hmm. You can't be around that all the time.
No, all the time. No, you can't just have nihilism coming down at you all the time. That's what like living in France is like, man. That's fucking.
Yeah.
Can't have that.
Is that what it is?
Well, it's like they balance it out. Balance it out with good food.
That's true. Yeah. Is that a thing about France? French, they're nihilists.
I am using a stereotype to get there, but I invite any French person to prove me wrong. Maybe German is a better.
Maybe.
You think Germans are more nihilistic?
Perhaps.
And romantic Ronnie. If you identify as romantic, you have to be a creep. You can't just identify as romantic.
It has to be worked in with some other things.
Oh, something about me. I'm a real romantic. What the hell does that mean? Before anything else, I'm a romantic. You're stalking people on Twitter.
It could, but it also could mean you like I don't know. Maybe you're like you enjoy life in a sort of actually, I was about to say it doesn't sound any better. So just I'll leave it.
It kind of always ends up being a creep thing.
Yeah, there's no way to say it. That doesn't
romantic Ronnie. Yeah. Well, look, I really appreciate you coming onto this show.
I really appreciate you having me, dude. This has been a lot of fun.
Anytime.
For sure.
We're always here. You nailed these answers, especially the one about Updog.
Here, I'll try it on you.
All right.
Hey, Erik. Updog.
What's up, dog?
And you.
Sick. All right.
Cool.
So one thing I haven't learned as a host is how to end it. How would you end it?